They say reality is fragile, and that if someone controls what you see, controls what you fear, and controls what you hope for, they can make you believe almost anything. In the year 1978, more than 900 people walked into the deep Guyana jungle, believing they were creating a better world. By the time the sun set that same day, they had all become part of one of the most shocking tragedies in modern history. This was not only a group gone wrong. This was a complete rewrite of reality, shaped by a leader who began as a preacher and ended as someone who controlled every part of the lives of his followers. For the people who trusted him, truth no longer mattered. Only his voice did. To understand how so many surrendered everything to Jim Jones, you must go back to the very beginning, long before the jungle, long before the fear, and long before the final heartbreaking moment. James Warren Jones was born in 1931 in Indiana. As a child, he was seen as unusual. He spent time alone, spoke with intensity, and showed a fascination with speeches and sermons. He practiced speaking for hours and watched how leaders moved, how they used emotion, how they held a room. He learned these skills early, and he never stopped sharpening them. When he became a young man, he created the People's Temple. At first, it looked like a place of hope. He welcomed people of all races at a time when the country was divided. Many who joined were lonely, struggling, or looking for belonging. They found comfort there. They found community. They found purpose. Jones offered charity, food support, and care. People trusted him. They believed his message of unity. And slowly he gained complete loyalty. But behind the scenes, he began using tricks, stage healing events, and manufactured miracles to make followers believe he had special abilities. These acts were not real, but what people felt in their hearts was real. Once hope enters a person, it becomes hard to question it. Members slowly gave all their trust to him. They listened to every word. And with time, he began controlling more parts of their lives. He convinced them that the country was filled with people who wanted to harm them. He said the only safe place was with him. Members left their homes, turned over their money, and even allowed him to decide personal matters. He separated families, assigned living arrangements, controlled information, and created a system where questioning him meant betrayal. Little by little, he built a world where he alone held the truth. By the mid-1970s, reports from former members reached journalists and the public. They spoke of strict rules, emotional pressure, and the slow removal of personal freedom. Jones felt exposed and fearful of outside attention. So he created a new plan, a new world far away from everyone who questioned him. That place was in the thick jungle of Guyana. He called it Jonestown. When followers arrived in Jonestown, the reality was much harder than expected. The heat was harsh, the work was exhausting, and supplies were limited. Letters were inspected, traveling out was restricted, and armed guards kept watch. Loudspeakers played messages of fear day and night. Jones spoke constantly about outside forces coming to harm them. In that environment, people became mentally trapped. Some wanted to leave, but did not know how. Others believed leaving would bring great danger. Jonestown gradually moved from a community to a controlled settlement where freedom faded away. Some members found brave ways to escape and returned to the United States, where they told their families that something was terribly wrong. This reached a United States congressman named Leo Ryan, known for helping people in difficult situations. In November 1978, he traveled to Jonestown with reporters and concerned relatives. At first, Jones presented a show of happiness, music, smiling faces, and warm welcomes. But beneath the surface, tension was thick. During the visit, several members secretly handed notes to the congressman asking for help to leave. The next day, Congressman Ryan announced that anyone who wished to go with him could do so. The moment he said this, the fragile balance of control began to fall apart. As Ryan and a group of departing members headed toward the nearby airstrip, armed men loyal to Jones followed them. When they arrived, the group was attacked. Several people lost their lives, including Congressman Ryan. Back in the settlement, Jones gathered everyone in the central pavilion. His voice was calm but urgent. He told them that the outside world would now come for them and that there was no escape. He claimed the only way to protect their children from suffering was to take part in what he called an act of peaceful ending. A large container was brought forward filled with a grape-flavored drink mixed with a harmful substance. Mothers were told to bring their children first. Many cried. Many hesitated. Some were forced by guards. In the confusion, families clung to each other, not knowing what choice to make. Over time, hundreds consumed the harmful mixture. Others had it given to them without choice. Throughout it all, Jones spoke softly, urging them not to be afraid. By the end of that day, more than 900 people had lost their lives, including almost 300 children. Jones himself was later found with a wound from a weapon. To this day, the exact circumstances remain uncertain. When authorities arrived the next morning, the sight was devastating. The settlement was silent. Families lay near one another. The scale of the tragedy was unlike anything seen before. For many, it became clear that this was not a case of people choosing to end their own lives, but a case of people being controlled, pressured, and placed in a situation where they could not freely choose.
In the years since, survivors have spoken out explaining that Jonestown was built on manipulation, isolation, fear, and the slow rewriting of reality. What began as a movement for unity turned into a closed world where one man controlled the thoughts and decisions of hundreds. Today, the jungle has reclaimed most of the settlement. Plants cover the ground where people once walked, worked, and dreamed of a better life. Birds now sing where loudspeakers once played messages of fear. But the story of Jonestown remains one of the most powerful warnings in history. It shows how deeply the human desire for belonging can be used against us and how dangerous it becomes when anyone demands complete loyalty. Reality can be rewritten when a person gives their trust to the wrong voice. And once someone controls your truth, they control your fate.
Like, subscribe, and share True Crime with Chris, your weekly deep dive into real true crime and unsolved mysteries. Stay curious, stay safe, and remember, every story deserves to be told.